We started off making a rough outline of the shape we wanted and switched over to MDF.
If you watched our video from a few days ago when we tested out power carving, we found that using a template as a guide made things much easier. So Miranda started cutting the shape into the MDF template with the jigsaw, and then smoothed out the curves with some sanding.
I intentionally kept the shape really organic to mimic the natural curves of the live edge slab.
While Miranda finished up the template, I cut down the slab to its final size that we needed. Oh, and if anyone can actually tell us what this kind of wood is, we'd love to know down in the comments below.
I double checked that the template looked good, and then we secured it to the slab with some double-sided tape.
Alright, so we now have the live edge slab all situated, we have it cut down to size, and we have our template ready to carve.
So now we're going to head outside and start carving the wood. In order to prevent carving too deep, I drilled some pilot holes into the bowl to mark the depth that I needed to carve. Then, I started the fun part.
Now this is only the second time we've ever tried using the turbo plane, and it's really easy to learn. Just be aware that it makes a massive mess, especially if you're the cameraman. And while we work on carving the bowl, I wanted to remind you to check us out on Instagram. That's where we post tons of behind the scenes photos and videos of all of our projects. Plus, you can go check out what we're working on now before it makes it here to YouTube.
Once the rough shaping was done, I swapped out the turbo plane for the contour sander to really work on smoothing out all the curves. We are far from experts at using this angle grinder, but look how smooth we are able to get the bowl.
The next part we needed to work on was carving the outside of the bowl. I actually found this to be a lot easier because you aren't confined by being inside of a shape. While we finish up shaping the outside, I want to take a moment to thank Trip Southern and the rest of our Patreon supporters for helping us move towards making this channel a full-time reality. Every dollar pledged moves us one step closer to quitting our full-time jobs, and it's an incredibly warm feeling when a total stranger wants to support you on that quest. So, thank you. And if you want to support the channel and check out all the rewards that we have available, check us out on Patreon. Now, let's get back to the video.
One thing we brought back from our old carving projects was this flap disc. The outside of the bowl looked pretty good, but we found using the disc helped ease over a lot of the ridges. If you want to try out power carving but aren't ready to invest in the tools to do so, purchase some of these flap discs for your first try. It is way more time consuming and not nearly as effective, but it's a good alternative to see if you like power carving in general. If you want to check out the two projects we did with just flap discs, we will link them down below in the description. It's less aggressive than the turbo plane, yet more aggressive than the contour sander. You might say it's like the Goldilocks of sanding tools, well, at least for this application.
It was starting to rain outside, so we headed back into the shop and finished sanding everything with a random orbital sander. We could then pop the grain with some water. This just raises the wood fibers so that we can sand them back down and get a super smooth finish.
After the water dried, we sanded it all down again and applied some of this butcher block conditioner. This is a food-safe finish, so if we ever decide to serve food out of the bowl, we are all set. Plus, it's super easy to apply and it smells great. And with that, the bowl was done. I've had my eye on these power carving tools for a long time. I could not wait to give them a try, and they did not disappoint.